The Garden Report is powered by Prize Picks, the exclusive daily fantasy partner of the CLNS Media Network.
Hey, Bobby Manning here. Welcome to a news edition of the Garden Report. Follow-up on Derek White's extension earlier today. The Celtics extend Jayson Tatum to a 5-year, $314 million supermax extension, which he earned by making All-NBA. Both the previous years. He only had to do it once. He did it twice. So a slam dunk extension, no drama or major negotiation or even the possibility that the Celtics wouldn't do this. They give the full here, 35% starting in year one, 8% raises. And in total, at least according to the cap projections here, this is a tentative number based on projections for next year, which will decide how much he ultimately makes in this contract. Browns was initially valued at like 306 or something and ended up at 288 due to a reduction in cap. I believe the cap didn't go up as big as they thought it would this year. And if that happens again next year, you might see this number come in a little lower. This is the 10% projection here. But anyway, Celtics keep them at 35% of the cap in year one. Massively expand their payroll beginning in 2025-26. This does not go into effect for 2 years. So Tatum plays out the final year of his current deal this season, and then he becomes a Supermax player. Jaylen Brown, of course, becomes a Supermax player this year. So the Celtics spend their 3rd year in a row in the cap. So they will begin repeater tax status in 2026. Of course, I don't think anyone really cares about that all that much. It's about keeping this core together. It's about contending continuously into the future and holding on to that star duo of Tatum and Brown for as long as you can. And this, of course, will lock up Tatum through 2030. And you can almost assume that 2030 year is a player option, given Tatum's leverage here. So I'd call it a 4-year deal, opt out in the 5th. And that 5th here, just to put it in perspective, because it is sometimes fun to toss these numbers around and just gaze at them, how shocking they are at this point. At 31, Tatum will make $71 million. But of course, you got to start looking at those cap percentage numbers. It's 31% of the cap at that point. Still a massive number, but not as staggering as it looks as a raw number. So I don't think there's anything to complain about here. Healthy, a driving force on Eastern Conference Finals contenders for his whole career, a champion now who played at a Finals MVP level in the championship round there, even though he didn't win it. And a guy who has made his identity at this point, even though there's not one part of his game that stands out at an elite level. He'll be remembered at this point if this trajectory continues for being a guy who touched every portion of the game, on-ball defense, elite defensive rebounding. That's probably one area you can call him elite at, especially for his position. The passing has improved over and over again, and the turnovers have reduced massively since that 2022 finals run where he set the playoff record with 100 turnovers. So slam dunk here. Tatum signed through 2030. I believe Brown through 2029. Derek White, after his extension today, signed through 2029 as well. Holiday will go through 2029. And Porzingis, after his extension last summer, will go through 2026. And of course, Horford comes off the books this year. We'll see what happens with Sam Hauser, who becomes extension eligible in just about a week here. But for now, the Celtics' top 5 starters, their starting lineup, locked in for the next 2 years at the very least here. We are brought to you by Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS for 100% deposit match up to $100. Use that code CLNS. Pick 2 players or more. Pick more or less on their stat projections. It's that easy over at Prize Picks. So go get that deposit match with the code CLNS. Go to Game Time. Red Sox playing, Sun playing, concerts, events throughout the summer. Game Time's got you covered on all of that, and they're going to give you $20 off your first purchase. Of course, terms apply. Use the code CLNS. Again, download the Game Time app, use the code CLNS, terms apply. And Nutrafol, love Nutrafol, $10 off your first month subscription over there and free shipping. Just go to Nutrafol.com, use the code GARDEN, see why thousands of professionals recommend Nutrafol, and get results that you can run your fingers through. Again, get ahead on that #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement to avoid hair loss, with over 1 million people seeing thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding. That's Nutrafol.com, code GARDEN. I'm Bobby Manning. Tatum signs the largest deal in NBA history, passing his teammate Jaylen Brown's here, as this is going to happen over and over and over again. I think Luka Doncic will be the next guy to sign a deal of that size. So Jayson Tatum for now, $314 projected deal, million over 5 years. I'm Bobby Manning. There's been a news edition of the Garden Report. More news to come as it happens, with the Celtics doing most of their work early this summer, opting for a vacation later in July and August, I would assume, after a long run here and plenty of work last summer. We'll talk to you here on Celtics All Access and CLNS Media as news continues. And of course, we'll continue to keep tabs on that Wyc Grousbeck story, a major one around the Boston Celtics today, as he moves to sell his share of the team.